Hello, I'm going to read you chapter 38 from No Naked Walls, available on Amazon. Ooh, a sticker. And this chapter is called Strong Green. In all the years I've worked in my gallery, I've only occasionally been asked to give a talk. But today is one of those days. A group of business people called the CRBL gather quarterly as an excuse for a glorious piss-up, consuming vast quantities of beer and wine, usually both, claim it all on expenses. How nice. After all this time, my accountant still doesn't accept that wine is an integral tool for selling in art galleries. And it has to be good wine too. None of your 3 for a tenner stuff. Anyway, I have to be booted and suited like a sheep to fit in. Well, sod that, I'm sporting tweed trousers with a shocking purple stripe, a bright orange spotted shirt and no tie, a vintage leather jacket with 2 badges on it, one saying, "What's the use of getting sober?" and the other, "When you're going to get drunk again." The latter refers to a brilliant Louis Jordan song covered by Joe Jackson on his Jumping Jive album. See, I'm a mine of useless information. Herein lies the lesson. Orange and purple are complementary colours, so they harmonise. How I wear them possibly might not, but who cares? Not I. I hover around the gallery somewhat nervously. For what reason I cannot fathom. Belinda pays me a compliment. "You look really cool for a change." For a change? My head is whirling even though I do have a good idea what to say. I've even made a few notes, but you've got to be careful and read the audience properly. Anyway, enough of pacing up and down the gallery floor. Here I go. Have fun. Belinda waves with a mock smile as if sending me off to the slaughterhouse. My taxi arrives and we drive across town to the Cornwall Hotel. It has a smart Georgian facade with 2 huge columns and vast oak doors. A large doorman, dressed in morning suit and top hat, opens the taxi door, and the look on his face is priceless. He obviously recognises a well-dressed gent when he sees one. It's showtime. I prefer no tip and walk deliberately through into the heady atmosphere of the mausoleum. The place is exceptionally quiet. It has that padded cell quality. Not that I've ever been in the padded cell. The carpet is a rich green wool, several inches deep, and carries a monogram in the form of the letter C in a shield, emblazoned at 10 intervals. Not that I notice petty details like that, you understand. Following a CRBL sign and an arrow takes me to the Admiral Suite, along a corridor with a collection of old nautical paintings and prints hanging on both sides. The suite is the furthest room from the reception, and the door is closed. Such a friendly, warm place. Reminds me of a graveyard I visited in Rome back in the 80s. I open the door to be greeted by a room full of women in business suits. There are 2 butlers with morticians' faces pouring teas and coffees from silver-polished pots into delicate bone china teacups. There's not a wine glass in sight. To be daring, they're offering a selection of apple, cranberry and orange juices as an alternative. What a refreshing change. In fact, quite novel. I think this is going to be quite interesting. Possibly. A well-set blonde hairdo casually strolls up to me. "You must be the gallery chap. We are looking forward to your talk. Which museum are you from again?" "Actually, I'm not from any museum. I have my own gallery which promotes living artists." She looks stunned. "Shula said you were a curator in her notes. She sends her apologies for not being here this afternoon. Are you sure you're not from a museum?" "Quite. I left my establishment an hour ago, and as far as I remember, it was still selling contemporary art." "Stay here a moment. I'll get Sharon. She knows what to do." You know that feeling when you've entered the room for a function and after shaking a few hands, the penny drops and you realise you're in the wrong place with the wrong wedding party or even at the wrong funeral? Sharon hastily appears. "There seems to be a misunderstanding. We're expecting a talk on how to curate an exhibition." "Well, that's what I more or less do. I mentally rip up my notes on how to run an art gallery. I curate exhibitions with the aim of selling all the works. It saves storing them afterwards." "Really?" Sharon sounds more interested. "Really?" I nod. "I'm not sure I'm out of the shit yet, but it sounds good. I've curated exhibitions as far as where's Edinburgh, you know." "Follow me," says Sharon. I do as I'm told. We walk to the head table and take our seats. I'm sitting with Sharon on my left, a lady called Phyllis to my right, and along from her a woman who looks just like Margaret Rutherford in a black business suit. I know that's not an easy image to conjure up, but give it a go. Lunch is served. Cauliflower soup, followed by a quiche and salad. I hate quiche. It's pointless scrambled egg mush in a pastry. Margaret Rutherford stands to go through the formalities and then hands the room over to me. Well, there's only one thing for it. Sink or swim, and believe me, I've learnt to swim. Ladies, what a privilege it is to stand here in front of the best-dressed lunch group I've ever attended in all my years in the art world. There's a silence in the room, so I continue. Far too often one has to do breakfast meetings at some ridiculous o'clock. Lunchtime previews and openings are all too often these noisy, badly dressed events. I know I shouldn't say this, but in the art world you tend to notice these things. They're attended by people, mostly men, who bore the pants off me. I make no apology for not wearing a tie. I couldn't find one to compliment this shirt. Suddenly there's an applause, followed by a ripple of laughter. Blimey, I think I've nailed it. The rest becomes easier with the talk changing direction. I throw in a few anecdotes on how to hang paintings in the right way, and a few anecdotal tales of art, artists and clients. It's apparent that this little gossip goes a long way, no matter how one is dressed. Question time, and a very smartly fitted suit stands up to ask me about my policy on female artists. I say, Madam, I would never take on a female artist. They're far too dangerous for the likes of mere mortal men. She smiles, and as you guess, my mother's an artist. How can I get her into your gallery? Through the front door, I say, and a drink will be on hand if she likes. We offer a fine selection of teas, coffees and wines. It's my humble opinion that wines oil the wheels of the art world. Then it's done. Would you like a drink, young man? We have a policy to refrain till after the speaker is finished. Sometimes you need one then, you know. What a lovely idea. Thank you. Need one? Try 3. I'm presented with a bottle of port and thanked by Phyllis. Everyone stands to give a round of applause, and the bar miraculously opens up at the rear of the room. I swear it wasn't there before. I'm saved. I've lived to tell the tale. I walk into the gallery, and Charlie is busying herself with a young chap. She turns and sniffs at me. You smell of perfume. Good afternoon to you too. I've been in a hotel suite with a whole lot of well-dressed ladies of business. I bet you have. And she continues to woo her unsuspecting client into something rather special for his bedroom wall. Thank you.